second, yes.
Okay, so here we go. We are live. The question we are asking today, straightforward. There's a lot of social media noise going on about the Champions Trophy, and a lot of tutu meme, a lot of abuse, a lot of volatile banter, Pakistanis versus Indians, journalists getting involved, trolls. Moving away from all that, what is the reality? I've spoken to multiple people in Pakistan over the last few hours. I'm sure my colleagues have. What is the exact ground reality as far as the Champions Trophy is concerned? What are ICC sources saying? PCB sources saying? Journalists saying? BCCI sources saying? We will ask all of these questions on the show. Joining me, Gargi Raut, Ishan Shahane, Rohit Juglan, Shubhayan Chakraborty will also join in a second. And we are also expecting Shahid Hashmi to join us from Pakistan to give us the Pakistan perspective. Shubhayan, why don't you start? What is the exact ground reality that you are hearing at the moment? No noise. Give us the facts.
See, the last update which came from Pakistan was that they have officially asked ICC to give a written explanation as to why the Indian government is not allowing the BCCI to travel to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy, and they have asked it in written from the ICC. I don't know whether the ICC has responded them or not. As far as I know, they have not yet responded. But the general rule is that if a government does not allow any board for that matter, BCCI or Sri Lankan board or West Indies board or English board, if they don't allow them, then they have a clause in ICC regulation in participation notes. They have a clause that if a government does not allow them, citing security issues, then they can demand for a alternative venue or a neutral venue, as we say. So that is where the hybrid model, the talks around hybrid model is cropping up. But right now, PCB is adamant that they will not accept any sort of hybrid model. Is what the sources in Pakistan are saying. But ultimately, I don't think PCB or Pakistan cricket is in such a financial position that they can boycott an ICC event, because ultimately they also need the funds from that tournament. Yes, it's a blow to them, their gate revenue, etc. But Boryada, you also know that gate receipts and all play a minor role in a financial model of a tournament or any series that is happening. So it's pretty irrelevant at this point. But Pakistan right now are adamant that they will not accept hybrid model, as they have always said.
Rohit Juglan, Pakistan ये hardball क्या खेल सकता है? I mean, going forward, what are your sources saying? Yes, Pakistan is playing hardball. They have held on to the point that Shubhayan is saying. Before that, Mohammad Shami has bowled about 10 overs. Shahid Hashmi also joins us from Pakistan. We will get his point of view. Mohammad Shami 10 overs. Madhya Pradesh was about 90 for 1. So the important point is Mohammad Shami has bowled 10 overs, and that's not bad. His exact bowling figures, we will give it to you, but he's bowled close to 10 overs, if not Mohammad Shami's exact figures, I'll tell you. 10 overs, one maiden, 34 runs, no wicket. So good to see Shami bowling 10 overs. That's the update. But रोहित जुगलान आपसे जो मेरा सवाल था that शाहिद भाई भी ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं क्या according to you can this is this a real thing, real possibility that Pakistan plays hardball given the economic realities? Will this kind of lead to a stalemate? What is the possible solution for the ICC? What will happen to world cricket? Will it get divided down the middle without India and Pakistan? What are your sources saying, Rohit Jugla?
See the first thing is what the PCB has sent in their mail. I think overall, if you see that communication from PCB to ICC, they've particularly asked three major things. What India said, in their communication, what India said to ICC. The second thing is whether it's in written or not, and the third thing is what was the ICC's answer when India said that or the BCCI said that we are not traveling to Pakistan due to the reason our government denied the permissions. So these are the three most important things what Pakistan has written, PCB has written in their mail to the ICC. And after that, they are also saying that we will, communicate this to our government. Whatever we'll get from the ICC, we'll convey it to our government. And then whatever will be the government's, decision on this, that whether you have to play, whether you have to accept the hybrid model, or you have to boycott the tournament. Now, the major thing is what you have asked, Bureda, that are they in a position? I think if they really want to fight it out, this is the only time. If Because after this, India has to host 4 ICC tournaments. There are 2025, 2026, then the Champions Trophy, and then the 2031 World Cup. Obviously, the 2031 World Cup with Bangladesh, the 2026 T20 World Cup is with Sri Lanka. But if they really want to make a point, because what happened after this, whether Pakistan can take this or not, will they in 2026 again do the same thing that, oh, India is not traveling to Pakistan and Pakistan is traveling to India? Can this happen again and again and again and again? Because there are four more. What Pakistan is getting is only one tournament in 2025. What India is getting is 4 tournaments from 2026 to 2031. So this is the only position if Pakistan want that. But financially, as you said, if it's about some 60 million US dollars, it's a big amount. But what my sources are telling me, that Pakistan is very much on the front foot to play this delivery. They don't want to leave this alone. That we will again surrender to India. No, they're the Mohsin Naqvi, the Pakistan Prime Minister, everyone are on the same page that we will take a hard stand this point of time. They are saying that they will look forward to what they have to do with that money point of thing. But I think economically it's not a very sound decision, but they want to play it on front foot, what I am getting.
Shahid bhai, is this ego? Is this something else? Is this what? Because there is a lot of noise. There is a lot of YouTube nonsense going around, and we don't want to get into that slander at all, and that is why we are different, and that's why this is a sensible, rational, objective, constructively critical show. What are your sources telling you, Shahid bhai? Is this ego? Because if the PCB is awaiting directions from the Pakistan government, the BCCI is also awaiting directions from the Indian government. So, where is this headed? Because both sides will say this is what our government is telling us. Pakistan will say our government is saying don't accept a hybrid model. India will say our government is saying don't travel to Pakistan. So, what is the solution in this? As an independent observer who has followed cricket for the longest time, give me a sense. What are you hearing? What are your sources within the PCB saying? In the government saying? What is the talk on ground in Pakistan? Where are we headed with this crisis? Shahid Hashmi.
Well, the stand is firm, very rigid, and Pakistan, as my friend just said, Pakistan want to play on front foot. They say that enough is enough now. We have been going to India despite threats. We have been going to India despite our pitch at Firoz Shah Kotla Stadium was dug out, dug up, or whatever you call it, dug. And we went to India when our match from Dharamshala to was shifted to Kolkata on extremist threats. We have been going to India, but now if India keep on mixing politics in sports, then it's okay. India will be happy with themselves. ICC is happy with themselves, but we are not going to play Champions Trophy on a hybrid model. And that's why they have written a letter to ICC asking them for some clarification. If it's a security threat, if India is not traveling to Pakistan due to security reason, then they have contested that England have come 3 times, New Zealand have come 3 times, Australia has toured Pakistan once after 24 years of withdrawing from all the tours previously. So security reason is not acceptable. If there are other reasons, let us give those reasons, clarify those reasons. Then we'll go to our government to take to take guidance from our government. And the government says no to hybrid model. Let's play this on the front foot for the first time. Let us show the cricket world. Let us show ICC. So the only solution is to bring all 3 factions or 2 factions, India and Pakistan and ICC, on a table, try to find a solution, middle solution, mediate or talk with Pakistan Cricket Board, talk with BCCI. If you cannot find a solution, then the standoff will linger.
Before I go to Gargi and Nishan Shahid bhai, is this also because an Indian is taking over as chairman of ICC? Because they now know that by taking a hard stand, Jai takes over as ICC boss on the 1st of December. His father is the Home Minister of India. This is the time to play hardball, because if you play hardball, Jai Shah publicly cannot be BCCI, publicly cannot be any other side. He is the ICC boss. This is the time to try and make things difficult for him. Is this also, is this the timing? The timing is curious. They have not done
Could
it in the
be.
past. It is only now when Jai Shah is about to take over. Does that kind of sound a little strange to you, or do you think no, this is logical? What about the timing of this whole protest, Shahid bhai?
Could be one of the reason, but timing is because patience has run out. We have been going to India 2016. Two teams went there, women's team, men's team. Then 2023 World Cup, and we are ready to go for the Asia Cup in 2025. India is co-hosting the 26 T20 World Cup, so there may not be a problem because Pakistan can play all its matches in Sri Lanka. If they qualify for the semi-final or final, then an issue comes to the fore. But yes, one reason that Jai Shah Saab is going to take over as ICC chairman next month, but just 15 days later. So it could be one of the reasons, but patience has run out. Now Pakistan say that enough is enough. Now we want to take a stand. Whether they can be firm on that stand, time will only tell, because in financial implications are huge. $65 million they are going to lose on hosting rights. Then if there are sanctions, then sanctions will also come into play. But Pakistan feel that they are on a strong footing. They can take this stance for longer time and bring ICC to the debate table or talk table, and come what may, we will stand on this issue. We are not going to accept hybrid model. But how long they can stand, only time will tell.
Gargi Rao, Ishan Shane, both of you same questions. I mean, clearly three different perspectives. Shahid Hashmi giving the Pakistan perspective, Rohit Juglan putting out, Shubhan putting out what they are hearing from their sources in the BCCI and the ICC. From what I have understood, the ICC at this point in time is kind of waiting to understand what really Pakistan wants. They are trying to figure out a solution. They don't have one right at this point in time. Everybody is trying to figure out a solution, and the honest answer that I am getting is they don't have a solution yet. Uh, if this kind of snowballs, which it is likely to at this point, cricket world might be divided. Frankly, the truth is without BCCI, there's no Champions Trophy. But the other truth is without Pakistan also there is no Champions Trophy, and Pakistan is kind of taking advantage of that. So what is likely, you reckon? I mean, can all of the boards come together? India has clout in the ICC. What is, because the Indian government, once it has says no, it can't be that the Indian government resigns and says no, go to Pakistan. That's not going to happen. So then it will become a head-on face-off. Gargi Rao, thoughts?
I think this problem is incredibly complex and complicated, and there's no one solution to this to this problem, because ICC at this point, Jay Shah, when you think of him as the president, he has two boards to please and make sure that the other boards are not losing out at this point, because Pakistan, if they don't host, then the entire Champions Trophy 2025 plan is out the window, and it just overcomplicates things for everyone. When you think of BCCI, you understand the concerns, you understand that there are valid security threats to the team, and the government and the BCCI will not be ready to send the team to Pakistan, so that's done. But on the other hand, like Shahid sir pointed out, Pakistan's perspective, that Pakistan has been coming to India, so you kind of understand their perspective as well. Kind of like, if we're ready to come to India, why are you not coming to Pakistan? So you understand and you take into consideration all of this, but you still can't find a solution at this point, because it seems like if one thing happens, if hybrid model happens, Pakistan loses out. If Pakistan withdraws as the host nation, then everyone loses out. So there's no right solution to this at this point, and I'm honestly lost for a solution right now. I mean, how do you take this on?
Ishan, in this battle of attrition, who will blink? Because it is clearly at this point in time who will blink first. Is it the ICC? Is it the BCB? Is it the BCCI? Who will blink first, Ishan Shane? And what is your thought to the whole problem?
It's just that, Boreda, you're absolutely right. I think there has to be a middle ground that has to be reached here. Obviously, Pakistan aren't going to back down, like Shahid Bhai has also mentioned, this time that they're taking a strong stand. And the Indian government of sending the Indian team like Gagi and everyone else on this panel has mentioned is nearly impossible. So definitely one of them has to come to a mutual ground, whether it's the ICC, whether it's the PCB board or the BCCI. Murida, I'm not too sure, to be honest, who is going to be the first one to blink. I can't say it with complete assurity that I believe one particular board will blink first. At the moment, Pakistan are taking a different stand. This is the first time you've seen them possibly stand strong and stick to the guns. So it's something that even I'm not too sure about at the moment. But for the sake of cricket, for the sake of not spoiling any further relationships, I think this has to be sorted out at the soonest, because what this does is it just drags the whole scenario longer than it's supposed to be. The focus should be playing cricket, the focus should be playing in the Champions Trophy, and not other political issues at the moment. So Moriada, I feel whatever has to happen at the soonest, and it has to happen for the soonest for the sake of cricket.
Shubhan and Rohit, same question for both of you. Can this be sorted at the cricket level? Or now it has gone to a different level where only the political bosses of both countries or diplomatic maneuvering or diplomatic back channels can sort this out? Can this still be sorted at a BCCI PCB level, or it is beyond the cricket boards of both countries? Shubhan, you go first. I'll ask the same question of Rohit.
I think it's been a long time that it's beyond the control of both the boards. I think the government has been taking calls, be it cancelling the bilateral tours between both the countries, be it India not traveling to Pakistan, or for the Asia Cup last year around, or even this time around. And yes, I understand Pakistan's viewpoint also, that they have come to India and played cricket, but India as a country never had a security issue. All the terrorist attacks and everything, the attacks which we have seen, has come from the other side of the border. But India as a country has never had any security issues. Many teams have traveled, many sporting events have happened, many major sporting events have happened, and nobody had any issues whatsoever when it comes to hospitality or security. So in that way, if Pakistan Cricket Board or Pakistan government try to bring this point in the next year during the World Cup, or in the coming years during any ICC events, I think India will have a very valid point that we never had any security issues. Even during the 2023 ODI World Cup, Pakistan were treated like royalties in our country, and the security levels,
Shubhayan,
which
Shubhayan,
yes, sir.
Shubhayan, then why was Pakistan's 2060 opening game was shifted from Dharamshala to Kolkata?
Sir,
Wasn't that
so,
security
sir,
threat?
of course it was shifted. Of course it was shifted. Dharamshala again,
Security
Himachal.
threat.
Yes,
Security
it was. It
threat.
was a security. It was a security threat. I completely agree. But India has that kind of power, or that kind of ability to move games in a blink of an eye. During the under 17 FIFA World Cup, also I remember England's game, where Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, all the big players were playing. At that time, the match was shifted from Guwahati to Kolkata within 24 hours, and that was not a security issue. That was a weather issue which happened at that time. So India, in all capacity, have that control. For example, if India lands up in Lahore, and then on the eve of the match we get a security threat, is Pakistan in any capacity, or in has that capacity or ability to move their games to Karachi or Rawalpindi, or any part of the country, to make India play that game in their on their home soil? I don't think Pakistan Cricket Board or Pakistan government has that sort of power or ability to do that right now, given all the kind of complicated security issues that are in the country. And one more important point, Pakistan has not hosted a major multi-nation tournament. They have hosted a few bilateral series. Pakistan Super League is their own entity, so I don't believe that any organization, any terrorist organization, will attack Pakistan's own property. ICC Champions Trophy is not Pakistan's own property, and they know. I'm not saying that there is a security threat, or like there was during the West Indies and USA World Cup. There were a couple of security threats during that also, and that came from Pakistan side. That came from Pakistan-Afghanistan border. So right now there's no clear written or verbal threat from any security organization, but in the coming months, if say for example, a hypothetical situation, if India agrees to go there and lands up in Lahore, and on the eve of the match you receive a security threat, what do you do then? Are we willing to take a chance? I don't think so. Given Pakistan's history, I don't think so. We are in any capacity to take a
So,
chance.
so, so Shubhan's point is Pakistan may be ill-equipped if there is a problem at that point in time. India better equipped. If I sum that up, Rohit, I'll come to you, Shahid bhai. I mean, this is a fair debate. And by the way, somebody is saying Shubha and bashing Shahid. Nobody is bashing anyone. This is not a
Are, I
forum to
have
bash
immense
anyone.
respect for Shahid sir. He is one of
By
the
the way,
most
I'll say,
respected
Yeah,
journalists from Pakistan.
this is
hello,
the
he's
most decent
he's a
platform, and
brother to us.
that's why I joined.
No, no,
Other TV channels
let me make this
shouting,
let me make
so
this
that's
very
why I
clear.
don't join them.
No, let me make this very clear. Nobody is going to bash anyone. We are all here to debate what is a really complex issue. World cricket cannot do without India, cannot do without Pakistan, and that's the reality. Sadly, unlike football, there are not many countries which have this kind of clout. A Brazil Argentina is as good as a Germany England. Sadly, in world cricket, in India Pakistan is a unique rivalry. No other rivalry except maybe the Ashes, and even the Ashes, when it comes to the white ball format, doesn't come close to India Pakistan. That's the uniqueness of cricket. We've got to face it, and nobody is going to bash anyone. We are trying to understand what is the solution. No one, neither Shahid, nor Rohit, nor Shubhan, nor Gargi, nor Ishan, none of us will cross the line. That's why we are here to debate this issue. We are not some other platform where people do some likes and some abuse and some gali, and all of us know those platforms. We don't give a shit about them. Okay? Rohit Juglan, what is the, based on what Shubhan said, what Shahid said, Ishan, Gargi, all of them putting it out, do you reckon there is a solution to this, Rohit Juglan, or this will end up, because the time is not much, 3 months left? They have to have a solution as soon as possible. What is your take? How quickly can there be a solution, and what can there be in terms of a solution?
Just want to add one thing what Shubhanda has said. Means why Pakistan, means my only question is, if there is a security concern to Team Pakistan in India, why don't their government say and write a letter to ICC that we have a security threat in India? They never said this. They never said this. If they any time they have said this, in 2016, in 2011, in 2023, anywhere when if they've said this or they've written a letter to the Pakistan government, I'm very sure that Pakistan government has also put this in ICC, and ICC communicated with the BCCI that, look, there is a security threat. But Pakistan never said that. So
No, no,
it is
2023 PCB raised concerns over they did not want to play in Ahmedabad. And after
yes,
security assurances were given by the ICC and by BCCI and Indian government, they only relented their stance. Otherwise, they were not ready to play in Ahmedabad. And what a match
yes,
it was! Full
exactly
house.
my point. Exactly my point, that it was being verified by the Pakistan government that India is safe. Now go and play there. Go play in Hyderabad. Go play in Bengaluru. Go play in Kolkata. If you have a problem in Ahmedabad, we will again reassure you. We will again check this with the ICC. We will again check with us, our delegation, and then again verified that. So that's never happening from India side. What I want to put this in my point, that Indian government is thinking. And the one more point here I want to add is the security is still a question, that whether India said it's security. Because if India will say security, then Pakistan will directly jump the directly fire it out that ICC delegations have cross-checked us. ICC delegations never said anything on security. They have given their green signal to Pakistan that security wise we don't have any problem. If India has a problem related to security, then send your delegation, and after your delegation done with the recce, then submit their report and then say. But India haven't sent a delegation to Pakistan for the security checks. So it's still there. It's still a question whether India said on security grounds that we are coming or not. What I am hearing from my sources, that Pakistan have been communicated is India is not traveling to Pakistan because their government said that you can't go to Pakistan to play this. Whether it's a security concern, whether this is a, because on constitution level, on the legal level, any team can deny this by two chances, whether it's a security problem or a diplomatic level, which we have seen in
So
2000.
Shahid bhai, 1 second. So based on what Rohit is saying, the one point that I'm taking from this is, and this is a fair point, Shahid bhai. Suppose Pakistan came to India and the Pakistan government had said that, oh, you know what, there is a security concern or a diplomatic concern, whatever the concern is. Had they raised that concern, the ICC would have been forced to tell India that, look, you also have to resort to a hybrid model.
Yes,
Suppose Pakistan government said that. Now the fact of the matter is, if the Pakistan government was willing to relent, That can't be the Indian government's fault, isn't it? In 2025, I'm giving you a situation. In 2025, for the Asia Cup or 26, Pakistan turns back and says, hello, there is a problem with India, security, diplomatic, whatever it is. We are not feeling safe. We don't want to go. We want to play on a hybrid model. Our government is saying this, not the PCB. Frankly, the ICC or the BCCI wouldn't have an option at that point in time. But let it come from the Pakistan government. At this point, in the past, there is nothing like this from the Pakistan government. So why are you taking a stand when the BCCI at this point in time is not in a position to influence the government's call? Why is PCB turning rigid when the BCCI's hands are tied? It is the government of India's call, Shahid Hashmi. What is your take on that?
Correct, correct. India's government call always it will be, and it is implied whenever a tournament is given to another country. It is implied that security will be a concern. Any team, any member board can raise security concern, and it's up to the host board to assure foolproof security arrangements like we have been giving to Australia, to England, to New Zealand, and all these things. So Australia did not travel to Pakistan from 1998 to 2023. There were security concerns. There were every time they cancelled a tour, there were security concerns, and I would be lying if I say that security is not an issue in Pakistan. Security has been volatile, but whenever teams come, Pakistan make sure that they get presidential level security, and that's why cricket is revived. Pakistan post 2009 attacks on the Sri Lanka team that were very deplorable. They were very disappointing attacks and kept Pakistan out of international scene for 5 to 6 years. But again, after that, nothing has happened. And whenever a team shows security concerns, Pakistan asked them to send their security delegation. Before the 2004 tour of India to Pakistan, there was a security delegation came. Yashwardhan Azad Saab, he was quoted in some of the newspapers recently. He said that we were assured, we were given Raki, and then after we were satisfied, we sent the team to Pakistan. And what a tour it was! 2004, 2006, 2008. Every time Indian team came, there was a security assessment. Come, have a security assessment. And recently, there has been some talk that if there is one solution, and that is a political solution, if Nawaz Sharif or Shehbaz Sharif call Prime Minister Narendra Modi, say, come to Lahore, clear the smog, clear the hearts.
Shahid bhai, a question before I go to Gargi. I have not heard this myself, but a lot of people are writing here that some Pakistani journalist said India is to be blamed for the Quetta attacks. Can any of you verify this? Has this been said?
Majid
If it
Bhatti,
has
Majid
been,
Bhatti.
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
why would Majid Bhai say that, Shahid Bhai? I mean, Majid Bhai is a respected journalist. I'm not asking you to respond. You can refuse not to comment, Shahid Hashmi. I don't want to put you in a spot. But when such tensions are getting escalated, when such the atmosphere is not conducive for any negativity, why is it that respectable people would say such loose talk? Shahid Hashmi, you can choose to say it is not your this thing and leave this ball outside of stump. But if you want to answer, you answer. Why would such loose comments, unfair comments, nonsensical comments be made on public platforms? Shahid Hashmi.
Shouldering arm, leaving the
Take
ball.
that. I'll take that. Gargi Raut, in such situations, is it not necessary for public personalities, all six of us, anyone who is in a public platform, in a credible media platform? I don't take trolls seriously because my position on social media. That's toilet paper. That's fine by me because there will be some who will provoke, some who will create noise. I'm not bothered. But if you are a media person, you're a journalist, do you not need to exercise restraint? Gargi Raut, I'll ask the same question of Ishan Shahane.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're trying to do right now on Rev Sports in this live right now is trying to come up with solutions to the problems that have arisen. We're debating about what the perspective from PCB is, what the perspective from BCCI is. But if media persons who have the right to not incite, hatreds towards any of the boards, sort of overlook that responsibility and start spewing venom against any one of the parties involved, it's just irresponsibility. That's not something you have to do as responsible media. And right now, I don't think any media person or any journalist or anyone who's covering this matter has to get into the politics side of it. The attacks, the terrorist. You don't. We can present facts and debate on it, on what the solution could be for the sport, but I don't think anyone should get into the politics of it. Discussing it is something else, but I think inciting any sort of hatred is just unnecessary and irresponsible.
Priyanshu, Boryada, what eventually can happen? What are practical options? The fact of the matter is that's what we are trying to debate, Priyanshu. And I don't think there is a cricketing solution to this. The only solution, according to me, has to be a political solution. Unless the political establishment of one country, either Pakistan or India, relents, I don't see a solution to this. If India says don't go, the government says don't go, the BCCI will say don't go. If the PCB says no, we don't want to host the tournament here, or we want to host the tournament here, if India doesn't come, then it becomes an ICC issue. Will the ICC want to go ahead without India? Can the ICC, will the other boards want the ICC, or will the tournament be moved out of Pakistan? If the tournament is moved out of Pakistan, there was a talk about South Africa. Is the tournament the same? Ishan Shah, thoughts?
No, Murada, obviously it's going to create a lot more controversy, which will be further impacted. But there is no other solution. You're right. I mean, what do we do from both ends? You know, no one seems to be backing down, and the only viable option at the moment would be if India is not ready to go. Obviously, the Champions Trophy is not going to go. It's not going to remain the Champions Trophy anymore. So it has to be moved to a neutral location. And if South Africa is the option, then obviously there will be backlash from Pakistan. So at the end of the day, Murada, one end and one board and one a cricket team is going to be affected here. That's the sad part of it, and which should not have been happening. But unfortunately, that's what's going to happen at the moment. There is no other option, like you said. We're still trying to figure it out. We're not really sure what's going to happen. But the most obvious and the most neutral option would be to play it in a neutral venue where none of these complications can exist. But then obviously, Pakistan as a country, Pakistan as a board will have their issues to this.
Shahid Hashmi, two questions. One, where do you stand? Where do you stand on this whole matter? As a senior journalist, where do you stand, and do you reckon there is a solution that can happen in the next 20 days? And secondly, your stand on Javed Miandad. Because a respectable cricketer, one of the greatest of the game, saying what he did in a public speech, which has now gone viral, I don't think that was necessary either. I mean, I saw it, I was shocked. I again, and I will give you the comfort of saying you will leave that ball outside off stump. It's the first star, it's to the bowler. Where do you stand on the Javed Miandad speech, and where do you stand on this matter? What is your solution, Shahid Hashmi? Do you reckon that there is a cricketing solution, or do you think it is only a political solution that can happen? Shahid Bhai.
It is only a political solution, as you put it, because 2004 again Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee cleared that told it was a political decision, not a cricketing decision. So same can be happen if possible. Otherwise, there is no cricketing solution. ICC is in a fix. They cannot go for the Champions Trophy without India. They cannot go without Pakistan playing at all. Pakistan cannot abandon the hosting rights. They do not want, because they are going to miss out on a huge sum of money. So there is no cricketing solution inside as of now. Let's see if what ICC says on Pakistan Cricket Board's email, what they come up. There is a big silence for the last 2 days in ICC offices. Nobody is replying SMS. Nobody is replying emails. So again, there is a political solution, and I don't want to comment on anything filthy coming out from anywhere, because I am a decent person and I want all the other people to respect decency, to respect humanity.
Shahid Bhai, your thoughts on Javed Miandad? Because if somebody who's an established Indian cricketer would have said it, I'm saying it publicly on my platform, I would have condemned it. I would have condemned provocation. And it comes from anyone, whether it is an Indian, whether it is a Pakistani, I would have condemned it here, saying such acts are unwarranted, unnecessary, absolutely not needed. This is basically provocation which will further create negativity. Your thoughts? Again, I understand yours must be a diplomatic this thing. You might be facing the heat, but if would you want to say that it was unfair or unnecessary, or would you want to say you don't want to comment on that?
Unnecessary, unacceptable, coming from a player like Javed Miandad.
That shows a lot of courage, Shahid Hashmi. Good to see that, because on both sides we must take responsibility. We must take responsibility for our actions. If you are a cricketer, if you have clout, if you've played the game at the highest level, you know what it takes. Clearly, there is no need to incite. Rohit Juglan, your thoughts on Javed Miandad, and why was it? Why is it that people of Javed Miandad at one point in time was my hero, one of the greatest ever batters? Why would you stoop to this level, and why is it necessary? Rohit Juglan.
But this has been their thing now, Boryada. I'm fed up of this now. Inzama Mulak at the time of World Cup. Umar Akmal at the time of Kamran Akmal, sorry, at the time of World Cup. The great Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus narrating that story that Shahid Afridi, when coming to India, he was shaking hand with he was not naming the prime minister, but it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee at that point of time, and they both were laughing on this. Like what great thing they have achieved by just shaking his hand so tightly. And the Atal Bihari Vajpayee being old at that point of time, he was like this, and they were just laughing with all of this. So I don't see it's very new coming from Pakistani cricketers. I don't know what happened to them after they quit cricket and come to their normal lifestyle. What happened to Shahid Afridi, we all know. What happened to Inzama Mulak, what happened to Kamran Akmal, what happened to all of these cricketers. There are, I think, very few who you want to seriously listen, means seriously want to listen, and take something from their knowledge about cricket, or by saying something to their counterparts. But I think very, very, very means pathetic coming this from either from Javed Miandad or from all of these. I think I'm fed up of
Okay.
this Pakistani cricketers
Subhash
saying.
Chakraborty, moving away, clearly there is unanimous condemnation of such acts. But again, coming back to the issue at hand, Javed Miandad doesn't decide what PCB does, hopefully doesn't, because clearly if he does, then we know where Pakistan cricket will go, it will go rogue. Uh, Coming back to the issue at hand, Shubhan, do you think there will be a solution? Because world cricket needs a solution to this problem, which has festered and lingered on for close to a decade now. Do you reckon there will be a solution in the next 1 month?
There will be solution. Definitely, there will be solution. The hybrid model is a solution, and in the future, Pakistan coming to India is a solution for the T20 World Cup. And the biggest solution will have to come from Pakistan side. If they stop giving roof to all the terrorist organizations, then there will be definite solution. Indian government has had a clear stance since 2008 about it, that as soon as they say, they give it in written that we have stopped giving roofs and shelters to terrorist organizations, then cricket or any other diplomatic thing will resume with Pakistan. I think these are the only solutions. Pakistani former players can say whatever they want. Their PCB chairman, interior minister, whoever minister, whatever minister, they can say whatever they want. But hybrid model is the only solution. PCB is not in a position to have a hard stand around it. They can, of course, have a hard stand around it, make life tough for Jasha as ICC chairman, but eventually they will have to give up. They don't have any other solution. UAE is waiting with open arms. Sri Lanka has said, "Oh, we want to host it." South Africa is another option doing the round. So there are many countries who will be ready to host the tournament. And if Pakistan, in case they don't want to play the Champions Trophy, if they want to pull out, yes, there will be huge loss for ICC. But I think West Indies will be the first team who will say, okay, if Pakistan are okay, if they don't want to play, we will take this spot and continue with the Champions Trophy. The cricket and life never stops for anyone, and it won't stop for PCB also.
Bhargav, do you reckon that will come to that? Because clearly, if I take history, I mean, 2004, 2006, India did travel. Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the story that Shahid Hashmi was saying, we haven't seen improvement, and that has been the problem. If you see, since the number of attacks that have happened, the number of political, incursions that have happened, even in recent times, we have seen problems. Unless the border is secure, and unless India feels secure, the Indian government has repeatedly voiced this problem coming from the other side of the border. Unless that is solved, there is a political solution to this problem which will lead to a cricketing solution. Unless there is a political solution, which I don't see happening, I don't see that political solution happening. Where is the cricketing solution? It can't be a stopgap that, okay, why one day the two political establishments coming together and saying a cricket team will go. No. The larger story of the political solution from across the border, which is volatile, has not happened for decades, Gargi Rao. So, do you think over cricket we can achieve this over the next month? Or Is it a head on? It is a head on that someone, ICC, will try to mediate, either take hybrid model, or Pakistan will possibly have to give up the rights. World cricket divided down the middle. What do you reckon? Where is this headed, Gargirao?
No, I think honestly, hybrid model is the easiest solution right now, and it's feasible for everyone. Yes, Pakistan will lose out on a lot, but again, I have a very short answer to this. How likely are the political tensions between Pakistan and India are likely to solve in the next, let's say, 2 years? Not very likely, right? And that will directly reflect in cricket as well. So there's nothing we can do about that unless government of India, government of Pakistan both come out with written letters about what they want their cricket teams to do, whether they want them to travel or not, whether BCCI wants a rule to be set in place that India will not travel for this tournament or the next or whatever in the I don't know how many coming years. I don't think there's a solid solution to this except the hybrid model where it's a win-win situation for everyone. Pakistan, uh, I think that's the only solution right now. Honestly, that's the easiest, the most straightforward solution.
Ishan Shane, hybrid model only solution according to you? PCB has rejected it already.
Absolutely, Morita. That's the only option. That's what we've been saying from the beginning as well. We've been saying this right from the start, actually, since the World Cup in the US. When we've had our shows, we've been saying it that the Indian team won't be traveling, and this is the only option. The hybrid option is the only option, and without the hybrid option, I don't see the Indian team traveling whatsoever. It's just unsafe. And at the end of the day, cricket is important, but safety is much more important. So the hybrid option is the only option, like we've been saying, and a solution has to come. It will be a tough pill for Pakistan to swallow, but there's no other option here. They have to take that pill. They have to eventually oblige to the guidelines that have been set, and it might have to be eventually set in a hybrid a place situation.
Yeah, Shubhain, before you say, there are a lot of people who are saying that security issue, and the fact of the matter is, again, there are multiple times India have also traveled 2004, 2006. Things haven't improved. Until and unless things improve, the Indian political establishment is in no position to say that you go. And that is where the matter would be clear cut told to the BCCI and has been told. Unless from across the border situations get better, which cannot happen, Shubhan, in the next 1 month. And that is why I asked you that question, that Shubhan, do you see a solution? It has not happened for 20 years. How do you see it happening in the next 1 month that things get better and India travels? So my bottom line, India is not going to go. If that results in the tournament getting cancelled, so be it. BCCI has enough money, enough clout, will host enough number of tournaments to stand by its own feet. We don't need ICC money. And that is the grim economic reality of world cricket. It is run by Indian money. Whether or not this tournament happens doesn't matter. India has enough financial clout with whatever it has to stand by its own going the next 10 years. If there is one country which might lose out, it's Pakistan, not India. Yes, the ICC will lose out, not India. But Indian political establishment will not take a stand which is anti-country. Shubhan.
Borja, a couple of things which I wanted to add to my last point is that yes, people are talking about security concerns, and there's a valid reason behind it. If you just go to Google and search Kashmir attacks, you don't have to write anything else. Go to the news section and you will see one story from 17 hours before, one story from 2 days before, one story from 20 hours before, one story from three weeks before, one story from 3 days ago, and these are all related to Kashmir blast, Jammu blast, people succumbing to all the attacks and all the wounds that they had suffered during the blast, and this is a serious issue, uh, and the second point which I want to mention is on all the Pakistani YouTubers and all the Twitterati who are milking views. It's good that they have found a topic to milk views, and they will have thumbnails and caption like BCCI will have to surrender in front of PCB. They are milking views because of it, and and they also know somewhere during the Asia Cup, it was the same pattern. It was the same pattern from all the Pakistani YouTubers that BCCI will have to come. Najam Sethi will not bow down in front of the BCCI or the Indian government. Indian government does not have any power in front of Pakistan government. They are simply milking you. and nothing beyond that. And they
One,
also
one
know the
second, one
truth
second.
behind it.
Why are you taking Pakistani YouTubers
Because
seriously?
they are journalists. They are
One
accredited
second.
journalists. They
No,
are
no,
seen
what,
in the stadiums. They go to
no,
cover their
what,
matches.
unfortunately, there is filth everywhere. There is filth everywhere. Who are their viewers? They are filth. On public platform, we are saying that such people who have no sense are filth. They are rubbish. Why do you want to take Pakistani YouTubers seriously? Listen to a Shahid Hashmi, who has
Now, of course,
credibility.
I have immense respect for Shahid sir because of
Have
his
a discussion.
neutrality.
Exactly.
And there
Have
are
a
same
discussion
number
with
of
someone like a Shahid
and
Hashmi.
there are same number of YouTubers in India as well.
No,
Of
no. The
course, sir. Of
point
course.
is, point
Don't
is,
listen
Shubham,
to
one
them.
second. This whole
I just read. I don't go to YouTube at all.
एक minute. I've seen a lot of these things because and when I was preparing for this show, I was looking for these things. The kind of language they use, the kind of demeanor they have, the kind of understanding they have. I absolutely know where you're coming from, Shubha, and I don't want to name anyone here because by naming them also is giving them importance. They are
Hmm.
absolute garbage. They are filth. That's what they are. These YouTubers, the one you are referring, are a disgrace to sport, are of no consequence whatsoever, and should be junked. And they, by the way, don't matter. I'm trying to understand from all of you, do we have a solution? What is that solution if there is one? Any comment you put, some of these idiots will come and comment. How does it even matter? How does it even matter? Rohit Juglan, before I go to Shahid Hashmi for final comments, do you reckon a solution will happen in the next 1 month? Because otherwise, times run out, and there could well be a Champions Trophy without Pakistan. If it's moved out, ICC will come to a standstill because they will have to take a call. And frankly, India has that financial clout. Whether anybody likes it or not, the grim reality is India runs world cricket because of its financial might, and that is the bottom line. Rohit Juglan.
Yes, Boryada, of course, we can't imagine it, if you are saying that, some of again, some of the statements coming from Pakistan is like, oh, just let's go ahead and let's go ahead without India. That's not a possibility. That's exactly not a possibility. Sponsors, broadcasters, there are multiple things. The second thing is what I want to, bring in here is that if really Pakistan want a clear solution, without damaging themselves, without damaging the reputation of Pakistan cricket, and more importantly, the financial matters, then they have to accept the hybrid model. They can negotiate like they did the last time around, as Shubhanda has said, that when there was Nazam Sethi was the one who bring this, hybrid model kind of talk into the things, that, oh, India is not going to, surrender in any case in front of us. So we have to bring this hybrid model thing. He bought this hybrid model thing, and after that, when Zaka Ashraf, he went, and Zaka Ashraf came in, and Zaka Ashraf got that one more game, one more Super 4 game. So what Pakistan can do is they can negotiate on this, and they can take something for themselves, as Zaka Ashraf did. That earlier in Asia Cup there was only one Super 4 game for Pakistan. What Zaka Ashraf negotiated is two Super 4 games for Pakistan in Pakistan. So that's the only thing, that's the only solution what I am getting right now is Pakistan can come to the table, India can come to the table, ICC will be their negotiator, and they can easily talk that yes, it's a hybrid model. Pakistan, you take all the hosting rights, you take all the gate money, you take each and everything what is coming as far as revenue is concerned from this tournament, you take each and everything. But let be there a hybrid model, because Pakistan opting out, India opting out, or cancellation of the tournament, nothing will be good for cricket. And as we all know, Mr. Jai Shah, will be on the chair from 1st of December. So it won't go good as far as ICC is concerned, that, oh, he took over as a president, and suddenly you are seeing a tournament being cancelled, or a defending champion is not participating.
Rohit, that is the reason this is happening now. This is a
Yes,
tactic to put pressure on Jai,
exactly,
and
exactly,
and and
exactly.
and, and frankly complicate it for Jai. All of us understand that.
Yes, yes.
Had it not been for that, this stand would. Shahid bhai, tell me something. Zaka Ashraf, when this hybrid model eventually happened, there was a lot of credit taking from that side, that we came up with this hybrid model solution. Zaka Ashraf, and a lot of you very well know this. And even the people who are now part of the PCB took credit that this is Pakistan's idea, Zaka Ashraf's idea, X's idea, Y's idea. So if Pakistan came up with this idea and it worked, why are you not following your own idea? Why is PCB not following its own idea when they came up with that solution, Shahid Hashmi?
Well, hybrid model came from Asian Cricket Council, not from PCB or not from Zaka Ashraf. They were forced to accept it. And Sethi
Shahid
Saab,
bhai, Zaka Ashraf was on record saying it was his idea.
no, 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 very, very untrue. That's not true.
Nazim said
Zaka
it's his
Ashraf,
own place.
not true, not true at all. It came from Asian Cricket Council, and Pakistan accepted that hybrid model, anticipating that India will reciprocate for the Champions Trophy because there was one ODI World Cup after that Asia Cup. 2 months later, there was one ODI World Cup. So they thought that India will reciprocate for the Champions Trophy 2025, but no assurances were given from BCCI or from India. So Pakistan accepted that hybrid model. Now this time they say that if we go for a hybrid model, what are the assurances when India will travel to Pakistan? Because there are no event until 2031. There is a new cycle after 2031. Then Pakistan may get one more tournament. So there are no assurances, there are no promises, and that won't be possible because of the political situation. So that is why Pakistan taking that hard stance. Yes, hybrid model is the easiest solution, but I don't think this time Pakistan will accept it.
And why so? Why so? Because Jai Shah is the chairman of ICC.
Uh, it's up to them. Jai Shah Saab will have to show more respect toward other member countries, and this is the time. A lot of people are saying now that this is the
When
time
Jai Shah
to
came
Yes,
to
we
overhaul.
always show respect towards Pakistan, sir. We have
on the
always
hard stand,
shown respect
No,
towards
no, no, no.
Pakistan.
Now is the time to overhaul the
We have
governance
always
from the
treated them
ICC
with
as well.
utmost respect on the field.
One sec. Somebody from Pakistan would become the chairman of ICC at this point in time. Would have PCB taken this hard stand? Tell me.
No, no, no,
Today,
no.
Shahid Hashmi is the ICC
Pakistan.
chairman. Do you see
No,
the
no,
same
no.
hard stand if you were ICC chairman?
I'm a journalist and I'm misfit to it because I'm not a hardliner.
The truth is, Shahid Bhai, we know this, that it is because of Jai Shah, who's becoming ICC chairman, that this is happening. Had it been a Pakistani who was becoming ICC chairman, do you see PCB taking this hard stand? Hand on heart, the answer is no. And that is why, according to me, this is a political ploy to push India back, to push Jai back, which is unfortunate. Because if you had accepted the hybrid model, you had figured out a solution at that point in time. The solution was given by Zaka Ashraf, however much you said, and at that point, I think I even have a message. I think I even have a message from one of the people involved with PCB. I was trying to look, but this show is on. I will send it to you, Shahid Bhai. That you guys are talking about hybrid model, etc. It was our idea. I will share it with you as well. So if that was their idea, then why not today? I know it's not in your position at this point in time to respond to that, but the truth is, this is a political issue, Shahid Bhai, to try and push Jaya and try and push India into a corner. The fact is, this is an Indian
Let's
government.
let's 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 hope a best solution is found out just for the
And
sake
that
of
is the hybrid
international
model.
cricket. Just for
Ours,
the
And
sake of international
another
cricket.
Shahid Bhai,
another angle, another angle which is here
Whatever
is
it may
that
be, whatever it may be.
neither Mohsin Naqvi nor any PCB official nor anyone from the Pakistan team management or whoever are the decision makers will come in front of the public and say, no, we surrender in front of BCCI and the Indian government. We will accept the hybrid model. They will never do that.
This,
They will have to
Subhan,
save their faces. And that is why
Subhan does that. Subhan, that is the same case with India as well. Nobody in India will accept that we want to accept Pakistan's stance. That the case is the
Shahid
and
same,
Hashmi,
I think
and that's
we have
one
already
political,
second,
written it
Shahid
to
Bhai,
and that
hold
is
on.
political.
yes.
One second. Shahid Hashmi, Lahore, 15th June 2023, press release. Najam Sethi, chair of the PCB management committee, has thanked the Asian Cricket Council for accepting his hybrid model for the Asia Cup 2023, which is now scheduled from 31st August to 17th September. PCB press release.
Okay,
His
okay, well,
hybrid model. Najam Sethi.
okay.
I
Then
have a
it
on
must be
record.
forced upon them.
So that is the issue, the Shahid Bhai. It was Najam Sethi who claimed it was his hybrid model in a PCB press release, which I read out to you, and it was sent on 15th June 2023. And that is why I was perplexed as to why is it that if it was their hybrid model, then why is it that you will not follow your model at this point in time? I don't think Shahid Hashmi has an answer. Rohit, Shubhan,
No, no,
me,
no,
Gargi,
no, no, no.
any one of us has an answer.
My
No, no,
answer
none
is
of us have an
only
answer.
my answer is that it was forced upon Pakistan, and Pakistan had to accept it, anticipating that India will reciprocate after the 2023 ODI World Cup.
और एक आपको कोट सुना देता हूं, नाजम सेठी's quote, which was sent to me. I am elated that our hybrid version for the ACC Asia Cup 2023 has been accepted. Najam Sethi as part of that press release. So
जका
that's
अशरफ तो इसके
why.
विरोध में थे। जका अशरफ तो कह रहे थे मैं होता तो हाइब्रिड मॉडल नहीं रखता, इंडिया को यहाँ लेकर आता। The same thing is said by Ramiz Raja, and then the same thing is said by Mohsin Naqvi also.
Anyway, so our point is none of us have a solution. We tried to constructively analyze where is this at this point. All of us kind of agree this is a political solution that is needed at this point. Chances of a political solution bleak. The hybrid model seems from our standpoint as an acceptable option. Shahid Hashmi, quote, said it's the simplest solution, but PCB unlikely to accept. Am I right, Shahid Bhai? That's what you said.
Correct.
Simplest solution, but PCB unlikely to accept. So we will see where this matter goes. We rest our case. It is a political call by the Indian government. We in India haven't seen enough from the political establishment of Pakistan that makes us feel that they are serious about terror. And because they are not serious about terror, the perception in India is clear that we will not travel to Pakistan because it is not a visit that is warranted. Unless you are serious about terror, unless you are serious about solving the political problem from across the border, which has hurt India and has hurt the world, we cannot travel across the border to Pakistan. That is what the stand of the Indian government is. We have absolutely no problem with people to people contact. We have no problem with Pakistani cricketers or journalists like Shahid Hashmi. But the truth is, enough has not been done from the political establishment to give us any kind of comfort. And if Pakistan claimed credit for the hybrid model, as I was reading out from the press release, then why not now? The jury is out. The jury is out. We'll leave it at that. I appreciate Shahid Hashmi joining a show with 5 Indian journalists. Takes courage to take the questions, takes courage to be objective and rational. To all my guests, Rohit Juglan, Shubhan Chakraborty, Ishan Shahane, Gargi Raut, and to everybody watching, thank you very much. We are not soft pedaling here. We were asking the straight questions, but at the same time, we will never cross the boundaries of civility and do what those YouTubers being referred to do, because they are masquerade, they're cheerleaders and idiots masquerading as journalists. That's what they are. And we will not degenerate this platform into anything like that ever. So thank you very much for watching.